Hi, and welcome to Real Talk with...
You recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hi, and welcome to Real Talk with...
Emmanuel.
And Daniel.
And Dumbass.
And Dumbass.
I'm kidding, Daniel.
That's cool. I have a few questions here that I wrote down. So what is exactly spirituality? What do you think spirituality is? Well, let me first explain my experience with spirituality. To me, spirituality is, first, I wanted to become spiritual because I wanted to get out of suffering. I wanted to stop, being so attached to worldly things, worldly desires. And I wanted to come to a place of bliss. I wanted to understand reality more. And this is why I started, worshiping different deities. I have a spiritual master. His name is Elahe, and he teaches a lot of stuff. I have various spiritual teachers. I have Muji, and I have many different ones. And this is my reason why. And I believe spirituality is escaping suffering. But there, people also, maybe people have other different.
One thing before you keep going. People confuse spirituality as they were line it up as the same category as a Wiccan. Like they think spirituality is people who deal with like magic and all this thing.
Oh yeah,
They tend to call spiritual people witches. You know what I mean? They think that we're idolizing some statue. We're doing magic rituals and we're doing these negative magic rituals to feed ourselves, to be selfish.
Yeah.
And that's what, and a lot of them comes from religious
Christianity,
views. They view us as that we're possessed by the devil because we're doing something against God. And really, the way I see it, it's like, God gave us an individuality, and God gave us a responsibility, and we have to take that responsibility upon our own selves. You know what I mean? We have to find it. We have to make our mistakes, and then fix ourselves, and then it's like we're molding a statue of our life, and that's what God just gave us the tools, and we go from that. You know what I mean? And spirituality makes you. It focuses more on the inner than more of the outer. You know what I mean? The spirituality helps you seek through things that other people cannot see. You know what I mean? People may see this piece of land of water or whatever, and spirituality could help you see something further from that water. It helps you see the seaweeds down there. It helps you see the creatures that lies in there, that swims around. It gives you a depth of life, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I mean, yeah, like what Emmanuel was saying, spirituality takes you, beyond yourself.
As you were saying, like, how you was saying that you found it through suffering, right?
Yeah, suffering made me want to be more spiritual.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for suffering, I would still be that selfish young kid who just wanted to fornicate with women, get money, and take advantage of people. And now, I'm more, I wouldn't say into myself more, but I'm more at peace. If things don't go my way, I don't really judge it or whatever. It is what it is.
You learn how to cope with it.
Yeah, you learn how to just flow. And you're not so attached to life anymore. Like, let's say you have a big deal. Somebody says, "Oh, do this for me," and I'll pay you I'll pay you like $6,000 for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you be like, and then later on the person tells you no. Like a non-spiritual person will get really pissed off, probably end up murdering that person.
Mm-hmm.
But a spiritual person just doesn't care. It's like, oh, whatever, okay, just I'm sure somewhere down the line there'll be another prosperous opportunity for me.
Yeah.
You know, and you just change as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in reptilians? Because there's been a lot of talk out there online about these.
Recently, there's like more recent stuff about them.
No, I mean, since like 2012, when
Okay.
there was a whole spiritual
change.
whole spiritual change, a big bang of spirituality,
Yeah.
and people started talking about reptilians.
Mm-hmm.
They started saying that these reptilian entities are like responsible for how planet Earth used to be, and that they do this and that. What do you think about all that?
The changes.
No, about reptilians. Do you
Reptilians?
believe in reptilians? Do you think?
I believe there's entities out there that we don't know of.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's been proven facts about multi universes out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, man. There's been proofs of things that I guess is out of the normal. You know what I mean? Or maybe we should say that's normal,
Yeah, maybe we should, right?
right? So yeah, I do believe in that stuff.
Have you heard any stories? Have you have any friends maybe that had experiences or something?
Oh man, I don't know too many spiritual people. Just you.
Okay.
Too many people that are really into that stuff.
I mean, isn't your girlfriend into spirituality?
Yeah, she is.
Does she talk about maybe
She's experienced like
extra normal things?
She's experienced like light. She's seen like God. She's heard voices that would talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
Little things like that, like in your dreams. I've experienced things in my dreams where one time this is a true story. Like I dreamt about something, and it was about her sister, right? And
Yeah.
I dreamt that she was going bankrupt, like she was losing a lot of money, and I was telling her, and then she was like upset at her about that, and she was looking a whole bunch of money in her card or whatever, and it was like a negative. I woke up and I told her about the dream, and then she I think like we hung up, and then she called me back like I think like an hour, and then she was like, "Wow, that's crazy. Remember that dream you told me about that she didn't have any money? Well, that was kind of true. Like that happened. Like I kind of saw it before it even happened.
You had like a precognition
Yeah.
thing? Wow.
And that's not the first time that those things happened to me.
Yeah, because
I remember there was another time where I dreamt about something and it happened. It was true. It was something about man, what was it? I can't remember right now, but
yeah. Well, I had a lot of those. Like I'm, and usually I'm in the street, I'm doing whatever, and then I'll be like, yo, I already dreamt about this.
yeah,
Like I'll remember it after the event happened.
yeah, deja vu.
Yeah, they call this deja vu. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All that ties into
What is deja vu? Deja vu is like when the multi universe and then the other universe and then this current universe that we live in kind of coexist in one event, and then you guys, I guess, created the same situation. Is that what deja vu is? That's my theory of it. I don't know.
Well,
And you see that situation from the other part, and then since that scenery is so strong and it connects, it actually happens.
Well, I see deja vu as it being like you dreamed that event was gonna happen, and then you woke up, you forgot about it, and then like months later you relived that same moment, and you're like, wow, I dreamt about this already.
Yeah. Is this? Do you think it's like a sign, like it's trying to tell you something about that situation? Like that situation is like is very important. It's very pivotal in your life.
I think that deja vu tries to help
like a pivotal point of your life where you have to pay attention to that scenery.
I think deja vu tries to tell people that nothing is a coincidence. That every moment in your life has a purpose and a meaning.
Yeah.
Even if you don't know or you're not aware, I think God is constantly, in His way, always trying to tell people that, look, I created your life because I have a certain
job for you, or a certain purpose for you.
A certain way you should swim, and I want you to swim in that way. I think we have a lot of flexibility in how we choose travel through life.
Yeah.
But we have to go through road A.
Yeah.
We could take detour C, we could go around D, we could travel through C, but we have to always be mindful of A.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of how it works, you know?
Yeah. You can take all these roads that you want to take, and it always leads up to the same one at the end.
I mean, we all taking different roads, and we're going to the same little circle. You know?
Like, for some people, it might work the A route. For some people, it might work the C. And then maybe they have to switch to the B. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just how life works.
Yeah.
It's like a big roller coaster.
Everybody different stuff.
What does awakening means to you?
Awakening.
What does that mean?
Awakening, I think it means... I think awakening is really one central thing. I think it means that the person is aware that their inner energy is having an outer effect on their reality. And I think that's all it is.
That's all it is, yeah.
The person finally becomes aware that, hey, whenever my chakras or my emotions are burning, or I'm having negative thoughts, or I'm thinking this, I notice that people are acting a certain way in my reality, and I'm starting to see patterns, and I'm becoming more aware that how I feel inside is affecting my reality.
Right.
And I think that's what it is.
That's what it is, to put in simple terms.
Yeah, and like
I also feel like people get confused with that term. They think awakening is a realization. It is a realization, but it changes you though. If that realization doesn't change you at all, then you haven't awake yet. You still are going through like.
What do you mean, like
you're still going in the dream phase? Like, for example, there's some people that claim that they're spiritual, that they're awakened,
right?
But they're still carrying these karmas that they left behind, and they didn't let go of these habits. They're still doing these negative things that pushes them down. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's so much an awakening. It's more like a realization, and then they just forget about it. You know what I mean? They're not mindful.
Oh, like
when you
like
awaken,
they step in there for a little bit and then they just sleep again.
They sleep again.
Like they kind of half awake.
They're kind of half awake. They're not there yet.
I see what you mean.
You know what I mean? That's a realization. Awakening state is like it's like you're reborn.
Right. Sorry. I just want to take the time. Okay, yeah. It's true, man. Do you think there's still people out there who are asleep?
Yeah.
You think there's sleepers out there?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. This world hasn't gotten any better.
Do you think Do you think it's a little better because of the changes?
It's a little better.
Like I noticed that people are more calm now. Like before, it was maybe a little more shaky. People were here or there. Now people probably rest a little more.
I mean,
I don't know. That's just.
It's getting better, but at the same time, it's getting worse. It's like
it's having a little it's creating little waves, right?
Yeah, it's like the more it gets better, the more worse it wants to get, and then it keeps doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not becoming a whole.
Yeah. Okay. I see a lot of people, you know, in my day to day. I work in 27th and 7th Avenue, in Manhattan, and you know I see these people who they don't know, like they walking around high off K2, they're asking for money, they do these they live in this fear, and that's okay, you know, that's okay that they're stuck that way, you know. But had they known that their inside emotions are having an effect on the outside, you know, then they would wake up, you know. It's like they don't know the consequences, you know. And they just walk around like that all day. And so when I ask you, like, do you think people are still asleep? Yeah. You know, personally, I believe it, and of course you've seen it, right? Sleeping people. Do you think that God likes creating negative events? Do you think
it's not that He likes created? It's a necessary, and it's needed.
Okay. Why do you think that He needs to create negativity?
Because as people, we're ignorant, man. As human beings, we're very ignorant creatures. You feed us. If you're born rich, I'm gonna take for example. If you're born rich, how can you possibly appreciate life if you have all the riches of the world already in your hands? You were born with it, so you don't know what it means to. You don't know how grateful you are to have those things. You just like, okay, I have everything. I don't care. You know what I mean? Subconsciously, they don't realize. Well, consciously, they don't realize it. Because they were born with it. So it takes loss for you to understand what is gain.
Right. So the whole yin and yang thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have a good point there. Yeah, I think that it is a necessity for God to create negativity so that people learn positivity. You know, I think that if you didn't have to pay some kind of
and also it's part of the universal law. It doesn't matter what you believe in. You could believe in God. You could don't believe in God. The universal law is gonna take play. You create these karmas. It's gonna come back. You're gonna have to depending on what is it that you put out there, that's the responsibility that you're gonna take upon. No matter what you do, you're responsible for your actions, whether it's a positive one or whether it's a negative one. Everybody's responsible for their actions.
And because we're responsible, that actually elevates us, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's playing like a elevation technique there with negativity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think that it's very necessary, negativity. I've definitely gone through a lot of negativity in my life, and those negative moments, those are moments where I'm the most alive, I'm really,
You're really, it's like you're fearing for your life. You want to make a drastic decision.
Yeah, and it gives you that propulsion, that energy you need to improve your life for the better, and it's really for the better,
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm a victim, everything wants to be against me, people want to hurt me. No, it's
not that.
It's like it's actually feeding you.
It makes you
power. It's power.
It puts you in a position where it kind of makes you want to study why you're suffering, and it wants you to be in the position of the sufferer, if you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Watch the sufferer. Mm-hmm. If you watch the sufferer, you distinguish these things of your life.
Or like when you finally when you come to a certain level in spirituality, and you detach from your inside self, and you're sort of just the eye looking at how everything's happening, and you're not involved in your own emotions.
Yeah.
And you can watch in a detached manner why the sufferer is behaving that way.
Right.
And you can begin reflecting on yourself and healing that, right?
Yeah.
That's what you mean.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that took me a little while to come to that place. I used to be very heavily attached to my suffering. I used to take it very personally. And because I took it so personally, I only got more dense, and I was never able to escape, Because Albert Einstein has a saying, it's like, a person who's in the woods cannot see the way out of the woods. He has to be above the woods to be able to see the whole woods. A person who's in the woods cannot see the woods.
Cannot see the woods as a whole.
Only a person standing on the mountain can see the woods.
Right. That's true.
Albert Einstein has a saying like that, and it's very true. It's like you can't expect to heal or fix a situation if you're so wrapped up in it.
Yeah,
you
can't see the problem as a whole. You can't distinguish what it is. You don't know exactly what it is, what is wrong, because you're too trapped into
like taking things personally
and feeling bad, crying, which is fine. It's in our human nature to feel these things.
We only have 3 seconds left.
So the point is, step out of your suffering and figure it out.
Okay, and this has been Real Talk with Daniel Pichardo and Emmanuel Noguiera, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.